Now you can get generic Viagra shipped to your door for about $2 a pill. Get the same impact for less. Call Steelman Pills now and get the same blue pill for about $2 a pill. Call now for the 50 pill special and save even more. Plus, get a free bonus.
800-525-8891. 800-525-8891. That's 800-525-8891.
Time now for Pro Football Fast Break. The show that brings you unfiltered, unapologetic, opinionated, pure pro football talk. Now let's go to the guys with this week's show.
Yeah.
So as we get started, it's podcast 93, and we're covering week 10 of the NFL. We're going to go back and look at week 9 as well. Tim is with me. Tim?
Heyo.
Jacob is not. Jacob is tied up today, but fear not. We got Jacob's Lock of the Week, as well as updated power rankings. So we're going to hit all of it today.
Oh, yeah.
Let's take a look at the latest news. Tim's got it here.
Okay, so Derrick Henry has 6 games in NFL history with 200 rush yards and 2 rushing touchdowns, which is 3 more than anybody else. So LaDainian Tomlinson, Barry Sanders, and Jim Brown have had 3 games with 200 rush yards and 2 touchdowns.
So
Henry doubled them all.
So Derrick Henry has 6 games with 200-plus yards and 2 rushing touchdowns in each game.
And for some reason, 4 of those 6 games are versus the Texans. I don't know why that would be. But
that is a little strange.
Yeah.
If anyone had a question, Derrick Henry did not miss a beat with his injury last year. Like, some people doubted him.
No, he's still completely insane and just destroys everyone. Like, he's having a great season.
You know, I'm in 2 fantasy leagues, and the one, my overall number 1 pick was Najee. And it's killing. I'm last in our family league because Najee was my number 1 pick.
Yeah, that's not an uncommon problem. There's a lot of people who did that or took him high and or have him as their only healthy back, and he's just like getting 4 points every week.
And then I'm in another league.
He gets like 40 yards and 10 carries, and that's it.
And then the other league I'm in, Jacob has Najee, and I'm doing much better in that league, the Friends League.
Yeah.
And Jacob's struggling. And I looked at it and thought, I bet anyone with Najee is struggling.
Yeah.
And my point is, you can't go wrong with Derrick Henry once again, you know?
Never. I guess you can't ever, as long as he's playing and healthy enough. And then Tampa signed linebacker Charles Snowden.
Nice move.
So they're making moves to somehow fix their broken super team.
Well, you know, and they're rebounding a little bit.
It could be a Chiefs thing. Like, remember last season, everyone was calling the Chiefs really bad for the first half, and then they ended up just being the normal Chiefs, just a little bit of a slow start.
I mean, they are tops in their division, which is that NFC South is absolutely terrible.
Well, every team in that division will have a losing record.
Probably.
And then whoever just has the best losing record is, well, I mean, it'll probably be Tampa. It'll probably be Tampa, like 7-10 or some shit.
Yeah, either that or Atlanta, but I gotta think it's Tampa.
I would love if it's Atlanta. I would think that's funny.
It would be.
Get another playoff shot. And then OBJ is going to go somewhere, and it's going to be the Cowboys, Bills, Rams, or Chiefs. Well, those are 4 of the likely teams. Those are good teams. Cowboys, Bills, Rams, Chiefs.
Well, I heard the story about OBJ, and you know, of course he could come back to the Rams, like it says, but
yeah.
The thing is, and we knew he was going to be a factor late in the season into the playoffs. You know,
you said that.
Yeah,
you said that.
But what I don't get is this team staring us in the face. There's one team that has to get a receiver, Green Bay.
Yeah, and that's not even on his radar, I guess.
I just don't. I just can't believe Green Bay. We've beat this over the head every week, but it's the same every week. What is wrong with Green Bay? With the management,
I don't know. It doesn't make any sense at all. And the Claypool thing was just the weirdest. That was the weirdest thing ever to me, because like, why you're trading into that division? Why would Green Bay not make sure that they're the ones that gets Claypool?
All they had to do was add a 5th round pick to their second. We'd have taken the deal.
Which they were stubborn, didn't, and then we were like, okay, Bears was a better. You give us some, yeah. They give us a 2nd round pick,
right?
That's crazy.
It's crazy, and it's
the higher 2nd round pick, right?
We just assume it'll be because their record should be worse, but because it's their actual pick, not like a traded pick.
I see. Yeah, so like that's just wherever they fall, which will be probably pretty bad, assuming the Bears don't have some kind of great season.
That's just
imagine
crazy.
OBJ. That'd be perfect. That'd be literally the perfect spot for him to go. Can they not pay him, or
I don't know.
Why he would not. I don't know why they wouldn't be trying to get him as fast as possible.
I mean, if I'm running Green Bay, I would have made the Claypool trade, and then I would have grabbed OBJ and have a shot at this thing. You know, Claypool and OBJ. You'd have targets.
Holy shit! I mean, all of a sudden you would have a great receiving core.
Yeah,
right away. Like, instead to keep throwing to Romeo Doubs, who is like the best receiver on that team.
Right. So. Let's do a fast break of Week 9 in the NFL. Eagles 29 over the Texans 17. Jalen Hurts 21 of 27, 243 yards, 2 touchdowns, and the Eagles are 8-0.
Yeah,
it's as simple as that.
They do it all.
How about the Chargers 20 over the Falcons 17?
Yep, I mean, 3rd game of the season, the Falcons easily should have won and then didn't. So if the Falcons were pulling these off, they would be like 8. They would have like 8 wins.
And I'm looking right now in the NFC South. Buccaneers 4-5, Falcons 4-5, Saints 3-6, Panthers 2-7.
Yeah.
So theoretically, the Falcons now they're in second.
I think they're in second because the Bucs beat them.
Because the Bucs beat them.
And they have the same record. And I mean, you remember that Bucs game? That was a weird game too. The Falcons easily could have won that game too. The Falcons should be the best team in the division. If they were playing like a normal team, they might be closing out a lot more. There'd be like 3 games that they would have won, and they didn't. So,
how about the Dolphins? 35 and a close one to 32 over the Bears.
Oh yeah,
Tua.
Oh yeah, no, that was a crazy game. There was a big Justin Fields had a 61-yard rushing touchdown.
Wow.
Which is huge. I mean, that's really, quarterbacks don't ever do. I mean, I think pretty sure like the only other person that probably has ever done that is like Lamar or Mike Vick or something. That's a 61-yard rushing touchdown from a QB.
Man. And Tua, 21 of 30, 302 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah. No, Tua plays great. And I mean, can't say I'm surprised when you have Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle on your team that he plays like he uses them. So
Dolphins are sitting in the best division in the AFC at 6-3. Bills are 6-2. Jets are 6-3. I mean, that's just crazy. This is crazy.
Yeah, it is.
But while we're on the topic, though, I mean, the Bills are number 1 at 6-2. Chiefs are sitting 6-2. Ravens are 6-3, and then in the AFC South, Titans 5-3. So Bills, Chiefs, and Ravens. Bills lead it at 6-2 because they played 1 game less.
Yeah, it's like all these other teams are doing. The AFC is still staying pretty stable. Like it's pretty normal. It's not that crazy. There's not some terrible AFC team that's just going around beating everybody's ass like there is in the NFC.
The AFC East is the best division in that, with 3 teams at 6-3 and 1 at 5-4. Patriots. Yeah,
that's insane. That's crazy.
I mean, let's face it. The AFC North isn't there, is it?
No,
Ravens.
We're all.
Well, now
other than the Ravens, but
Ravens 6-3.
And the Bengals.
Bengals 5-4.
Yeah.
Browns 3-5, and Steelers on the bottom at 2-6.
I was looking at someone in the NFL's power rankings this morning, and the Steelers were at 28.
Oh boy.
I just turned it off. It was like a little Snapchat video that like you clicked through to see like what each of the next team was and a little highlight, and I got like 10 seconds into it. saw Steelers at 28 and was like, shit, and just turned it off.
Now, speaking of AFC North, the Bengals 42 over the Panthers 21.
Yeah.
And you know
they
why?
destroyed the worst team in football.
The big story of that game, Joe Mixon, 5 touchdowns.
Yeah. Shit, I literally forgot for a second. Did you see his celebration when he scored his 5th?
Yeah.
Everyone was he's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And he counts it out. Honestly, it was holy shit, dude.
That's crazy. 22 carries, 153 yards, 4 touchdowns.
4 rushing touchdowns.
4 rushing touchdowns.
And then 1 receiving.
Oh man,
so crazy. He's really good. There's some great backs in the game, and there are. It's a lot of the guys who, it's not a lot of new guys really right now. It's a lot of guys that are coming back and playing good again. And Mixon, I mean, he's like a 3rd-year player or something, 4th year, and he was good last year. But I mean, Saquon's playing good now. Like everybody, everyone came back. And
the thing that stands out to me, and if you listen to our last podcast, it was pretty much a rant about our team, the Steelers.
Yeah.
And the fact that no rushing, you can't win in this league without rushing the football. This is evidence of that.
Everybody's doing it now.
Everyone's running.
Everyone's back to it. If they can't do it with their backs, they do it with like 5 running backs
right.
and then have their quarterback be the guy that's getting the most rush yards, rush yards, still end the game with like 200-some rush yards. And, you know.
You're not going to win without rushing the football.
Even the Falcons are winning. And you know how they're winning? They have like 4 running backs, and they literally just 4 no-name backs, and they just hand them all the ball off every down, and it just works, you know? Like, we should just do that. If Najee can't do it, then just keep handing it off to people until somebody gets yardage, because somebody will, and Jaylen Warren does it too, and Najee, if we just pounded, and like you were saying, I mean, if we just ran
under center
plays.
Just run, just
normal
old-fashioned running plays.
For once ever in his life.
Give him a fullback. We
have all these fullbacks. Why don't we we have 2 fullbacks. Why don't we just use one of them?
Put them in, put a tight end in, put all 3 of them in, put 2 fullbacks in. I don't know. Like, just
stack the line, and you could
just rush the damn football.
Like you put him right behind Pickett.
Yeah.
Stack all the tight ends on the right side. And then just let him run towards the right side. And
that's it. Get
a bunch of blocks. Someone's going to block.
Right. It's old-fashioned power football. I mean, why would you not do it is really the question. Why would you?
For some reason, the Matt Canada offense is just throw it 5 yards instead of try to run it 5 yards.
The Matt Canada.
That's his strategy.
Well, he loves shotgun every down, jet sweeps with receivers running the football.
Yep.
RPOs, run pass option, the same copycat things in the NFL, and that's okay on a 2nd and 6. Instead of a rushing play, you run an RPO. Maybe Pickett runs.
These aren't even effective plays.
No, they're not effective at all.
Like running a jet sweep is a low fucking outcome play. That's a bad outcome play. Like if you take every jet sweep that's ever been ran in the NFL, they probably mostly go for negative yardage. I don't know why that's like a big part of our offense. I don't know why RPOs are like the only thing we ever do.
Yeah.
Is like give him the run pass option. He's throw it in 10 seconds or throw it in 0.1 second or run it or just take it himself. It's a shitty play. I don't know. We don't play normal football. We just play this weird.
It's one-dimensional. Oh, everything's behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah,
everything's
so
stopped.
Much shit. And when have you seen us have one of those plays? It's like, wow, that was a great time to run that jet sweep to Claypool and watch him can run 1 yard. You know, it probably almost fumble because he's a damn 6'4" receiver that has no business running the football. But he went to Chicago. You know how they used him? They gave him a rush and he got like 12 yards.
Yeah, so that's
sweet. What is it, Claypool that likes to do that?
I don't know, but it reminds me, and I think I've said this before, of when I coached flag football for kids, including you. Do you remember how, like, we would try
a lot from that.
Well, remember lateral pass. So the receiver lines up to the left or right. The quarterback snaps it and just passes it lateral, and you get somebody just steps up and grabs your flag. It's not an effective play.
I remember you would try shit all the time, and I actually had no idea what you were talking about. Like, you would say something like lateral, and I didn't even know what it meant, and I would just be completely lost. But you would.
It didn't. That stuff doesn't work. And
you go to the fundamentals, and even in flag football, you can't be
You
Can't
can't.
be doing all this bullshit.
You got to, because you're thinking, well, the quarterback can complete a pass behind the line of scrimmage. Yeah, but you can't get yardage, whether it's flag football or NFL football.
No, and it's like, I don't know. We don't even when we line up in the shotgun all the time. It's still a weird play. It's not even just like a normal deep pass. We actually at one point in the league, maybe a couple weeks ago, we had thrown the most deep balls in the NFL and were the worst.
Completed the least.
Them. Yeah, completing the least of those deep passes. I don't know what we're doing because last year we wouldn't even throw more than 2 yards. It was all behind the line. Now Pickett every once in a while he'll launch one deep, and I've probably seen it work twice. I think maybe twice. I think Pickens has caught has just had like 2 insane catches for those deep balls to actually work. Deontay just drops it every time. Claypool isn't there anymore.
What seems to work, the only thing I've seen work for the Steelers is Pickett rolling out to the left. Well, 2 things I've seen work. Pickett up RPO and he runs it. He's a pretty good runner. Every once in a while you'll pick up 6-7 yards, and then Pickett rolling out mostly right to Pickens.
Yeah, he does do that.
Pickens on a sideline catch.
He's actually kind of good at that because he has like an arm and he's like a throwing quarterback, but he can kind of scramble out there and throw the ball too and kind of run. But I mean, in a normal offensive like scheme, if we were just like had regular play calling, I think we would probably be completely solid looking on offense. There wouldn't really be much problems. I don't know how bad our blocking actually is, but
I don't know.
It's pretty bad because Najee literally complained about it himself publicly. So you would think there has to be some problems for him to go that far and do that. But I'd just like to see what would happen if we ever did a snap under center and just
power football
the ball real quick and just let him. I bet he'd get 5 yards.
I bet he would.
I bet he'd get 4 to 6 yards guaranteed. I mean, just right there.
All you want are positive yards. That's all we're asking. This isn't Chris Johnson needing to break 80 yards for the Titans back in the day.
Yeah,
remember that? We would go to the games and we would just wait for the Chris Johnson 80-yard run. Almost every game.
He would do it too, like every time. He would, which is crazy. But I know that was a whole team relying on. I mean, Titans are probably it's probably kind of like that now. You probably go to the Titans game and you're like, holy shit, when's Henry just going to break 80-yard touchdown?
Chris Johnson would have a bunch of plays for losses in many cases,
he would run backwards a lot, remember? He would always run backwards, and he would do a lot of outside runs and shit. Like, he was kind of good at that because once he would break him, he was gone. He could not catch him because he was so fast.
So then we were like, okay, so he'd do a few of those. You lost some yardage, but there was always at least one
where he'd
80-yard.
Find a good hole, probably with some terrible O-line too, and then just find one hole and make the play.
So it's like, okay, well, we're not that. We don't have that. So line up, run the damn football under center, get 3 to 5 yards. That's all we're asking for. That's all we need.
That's all you got to do. Yeah.
Well, moving on from that little sidebar.
Yeah.
It
turns into a Steelers show.
It's the Steelers show. You got the exciting Lions 15-9 over the Packers. It's not good in Green Bay.
Wait,
the Lions
won that game. Okay.
That's Lions beat the Packers 15-9. Talk about dropping to the bottom.
That's terrible. That's terrible.
You've got in the NFC North, the Vikings 7-1. You know what the next best team is? Packers at 3-6 and Bears at 3-6. So
that's trash.
The Green Bay
Vikings
Packers
are great.
Yeah, the Vikings are great, but Aaron Rodgers and the Packers are at 3-6, 1 game ahead of the Lions. It's just unbelievable.
I mean, I can tell you confidently right now that's obviously there's no such Rodgers MVP coming for this year.
No,
I'll tell you that there's no Packers playoffs. Playoff run.
Chance.
There's nothing. So my question is what the hell is he going to do?
I don't know. For the future, I don't know.
Yeah.
How is this?
That's all you can think about now because it's over. This season's over for the Packers. 9 games in, you have 3 wins. I don't see them doing anything with that.
This offseason's going to be hell to pay for the Packers. He's got a long-term contract, so you're going to have to unwind that.
How do those damn Packers get what they want, and why did they want this awful shit, and why do they get it every single time?
I don't know.
They locked him into a deal. They didn't get him a single receiver, and they're getting away with it.
I mean, there's bad teams in the NFL, but the Packers are being run terrible compared to their history.
Which is weird because they're a historical franchise like Pittsburgh and New England and everybody else that
and Pittsburgh's being poorly coached.
Yeah.
At least the coordinators.
Yeah.
At least the offensive coordinator. But
yeah, it's weird. I want to blame Tomlin almost, but I just never do. I feel like I never can.
Well, because he's proven himself and he's consistent.
Who can you get? You can't get anyone better.
No.
There's no one that you're just going to bring in that's going to be better.
So back to
Packers Lions.
Probably the craziest game of the week, honestly. The Jets 20 over the Bills 17.
Yeah, that was crazy. Sauce Gardner. That's who we need to talk about for this.
Yep.
Sauce he picked off Josh Allen. He had 7 tackles and an interception.
Wow.
Sauce Gardner.
That's crazy.
He picked off Josh Allen. That's impressive. That's nuts. He's been getting, I'm pretty sure, I just watched something today, so I know it's a current. He hasn't allowed a touchdown on him in 4 years.
Wow.
3 years of college and this in this so far in the NFL, and he hasn't let anyone score on him. He's actually ranked as the best man-to-man. He's the best statistic receiver, cornerback in the entire league.
That's wild.
His name's Sauce, and he's so cool. He went to Cincinnati and wasn't even he was like a 3-star recruit, and then he just turned up there and was so good. And didn't let anyone score on him. Teams in college just stopped throwing the ball. Right after his freshman year, no one threw the ball at him ever again. And then he went to the NFL junior year.
It's crazy.
And now is picking off, shutting down Josh Allen. Stephon Diggs. He's not letting Stephon Diggs score on him. That's crazy.
And we remember him in the draft. Everyone talked about him.
Yeah, he was a big deal. And he's doing good in the Jets defense. And that was a great defensive Jets game.
The Vikings came back to beat the Commanders for their 6th consecutive win, 20-17.
Yeah, Vikings are on fire.
Jags beat the Raiders, 27-20.
Yeah, Raiders are shit.
Raiders are shit. We missed
sucks.
on that one.
Trevor, the Jags are doing that. What they're doing that with the worst rookie quarterback of all time, or something. Or Trevor is had the worst start to the NFL,
of all rookies
or something. Yeah, there was some looking at that. If you look at it one way, he's literally worse than Johnny Manziel. that guy was the most hyped I've seen a quarterback in a long time. And Everybody was excited. That usually goes south all the time.
I know.
With quarterbacks all the time.
Every time you hype them up,
it's always the guys that aren't in the quarterback position. It's always the guys that aren't, or it's the guys from the year of the bad QB draft that end up being the ones that are good, and it's the guys that have just got this crazy doesn't even matter where they're from, Clemson, whatever, and then they just end up they're not good. That's
garbage.
Weird.
Yeah, and the Jags are sitting there 3-6 in the division near the bottom.
Yeah.
So
I always think of the year that Jameis and Mariota.
Yep.
Because they were in the press everywhere. I mean, and Mariota is what? I don't even know how many seasons later is just getting a starting job for the Falcons. So it's those guys get a lot of hype,
and then they don't pan out. It's
and it's
less than
kind
50.
It's stupid. It makes the people giving them the hype seem stupid to me. He must be bad at analyzing college quarterback.
That's why draft picks just don't mean what you think always. I mean,
you can never rely on draft.
No, it's a 50-50 shot.
Yeah.
Seahawks 4th straight win to beat the struggling Cardinals 31-21.
Yeah, I watched that game. That was good. Seahawks are freaking good.
Geno Smith.
We also probably keep saying this because everyone keeps talking about all my friends and stuff, but Russell Wilson. He's sitting here watching the Seahawks tear it up, and he's losing a game after game on his new super team.
Who are better, right?
Literally the reason the Broncos are failing. He was the problem. And did you see Pete Carroll out there? He was so happy after he won that game. He's probably holy shit.
That's incredible.
I'm literally going to be a playoff team this year because I got rid of Russell Wilson.
Right.
And that is the reason. And I have this guy this new running back who I don't know if you've seen what Jacob keeps talking about, Kenneth Walker. He is like, we are thinking he might be the next guy up to be like the Derrick Henry and Dalvin Cook and everything. He's insane, Kenneth Walker.
26 carries, 109 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, he's
there
great.
You go.
He's great.
We've talked about this before. Seattle won that. They won that deal.
Yeah.
They get the draft picks. They got rid of that money.
They drafted Kenneth Walker. I don't know if that was with the pick.
I don't know. That'd be interesting to see.
If that's, I couldn't tell. I couldn't say for sure. But if that's the case, then that hurts. That hurts even more because he's great. He's winning them games now, and jeez.
And then Brady threw a last-minute touchdown to beat the Rams, 16-13.
Yeah.
Interesting.
We were calling that one of the worst games. We were calling that. We were watching that, and we were saying these are two shit teams and having a shit game.
And 6 months ago, that was the NFC Championship game.
Yeah, it was 100%. If you went on like a betting website, that would have been the lowest, like the most likely odds would have been that if you were to bet the NFC Championship like a week ago.
Now the Rams
at the beginning of the season.
Rams are 3-5 in that division. Seahawks sit on top 6-3.
Yep.
Niners 4-4. Cardinals drop to 3-6.
Do you realize how crazy that is?
It's crazy.
No, I was just saying, like the Seahawks, man, they're the best. How are they the best of that division and with their team?
Impossible. We called that wrong. That's for sure. We said they couldn't even win.
There's not one person on earth that called that right.
No. And then last, Mahomes and the Chiefs rally past the Titans 20-17 in overtime.
Yeah, that was unfortunate.
Yeah.
I was just rooting for the Titans there, and Henry was doing good. And
I know. Mahomes threw for 446 yards.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, that was a good that's like a moral win there for the Titans and a good win for the Chiefs too. Like they played each other really well.
Yeah.
And like the Titans clearly showed that they're still that top AFC team that can compete with all the AFC teams.
That's right. And the last game Monday night was Ravens 27 over the lowly Saints.
Yeah. Really not impressive.
No.
Lamar had one of his fancy runs I saw a highlight of today. He juked out like 4 guys. And
I got to tell you, I was watching something and they were talking about the evolution of Lamar and his ability now. He reads defenses. He goes to like first, second, and third options.
Yeah.
He's becoming legit.
And we're giving him this season is when he started kind of learning how to throw the ball, and we've been giving him credit for that. We called him bad in the past when he was super one-dimensional because he was, and he has been his whole career. And then this season, he is 100% becoming a like full-formed quarterback, and that's scary.
That's scary.
That's the fact that he's just getting better is not good for us.
No, because
for the AFC North,
I really thought he was going to go the other way. Mm-hmm. I thought he was just never really going to develop.
I definitely did too. I thought he was just going to just be really good because he was new, and then just like. Yeah. But what he's done is everyone adapted to him and started shutting him down last season. He adapted back.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, now he's like, okay, if you guys aren't going to let me run as much, I'm going to start, learning how to actually play quarterback, and he's pretty good at it. So
he's really good at it. I mean, it is scary, and develops like a really solid passing game, then it's over. I mean, that's the best. That's Josh Allen now, and just faster, a little bit more of the running focused, and that's crazy. Well, there's your week 9. When we come back, we're going to look at week 10. We've got Jacob's Lock of the Week, and we've got PFB Power Rankings. All that is coming up next.
It's Pro Football Fast Break. The guys will be right back.
Now you can get generic Viagra shipped to your door for about $2 a pill. Get the same impact for less. Call Steelman Pills now and get the same blue pill for about $2 a pill. Call now for the 50 pill special and save even more. Plus, get a free bonus.
800-525-8891. 800-525-8891. That's 800-525-8891.
This is Pro Football Fast Break.
And we're back on Pro Football Fast Break. And it's time to look at brand new PFB Power Rankings. Tim, are you ready?
I'm ready. This is Top 10 Power Rankings. At number 1 in the NFL, you might not guess it, but I guess you probably would. It's the Philadelphia Eagles.
I was gonna. On the tip of my tongue was Buffalo Bills, but obviously they're not now.
No, they're
the
not
Eagles. Yeah, the Eagles get it. All right,
they're the best. And then 2 is the Bills.
Okay.
3 is the Chiefs. 4 Dolphins.
Whoa, that's crazy.
Dolphins at 4.
That's nuts.
Vikings at 5.
Oh yeah,
got it. You have to.
have to.
Cowboys at 6.
Yeah.
Titans at 7.
Wow.
They're up there. They deserve to be. Jets at 8.
Jets are in the top 10.
This is probably the best the Jets have been in so long.
I don't remember.
Ever, man.
In my lifetime. Because I don't remember Joe Namath days, really.
Yeah. I mean, that was deep. I mean, what was that?
60s,
I
think.
60s,
Or early 70s.
50s and 60s. Yeah,
I think it was early 70s because I got involved mid to late 70s with the Steelers.
Yeah. So that was like late 60s or early 70s.
Early 70s.
Yeah. And then 9 49ers, which is they play good.
I guess.
And then 10 Seahawks.
The only one I wonder about is 49ers because
Yeah, you know what?
they're 4-4.
Yeah.
Jacob's not here to defend it. They're second in the division at 4-4. Well, I guess another way to look at it is who would be in front of them.
It's hard to say. I mean, I think that's probably where it can. I mean, because think about what you're working with here too, making power rankings. You have to now somehow like change your whole perspective of the NFL and put like the Jets and the Vikings above the 49ers because they're better. But
where were the Cowboys in this?
We got Cowboys at 6.
Oh yeah. Where were the Giants?
Not on the top 10.
The Giants are 6-2 in the division. 49ers
I think
are
that
4-4.
Jacob would defend that by saying that the Giants have played
bad teams,
and
they suck.
Lost 2 in a row, I think, and they are actually not very good.
I know.
Other than Saquon plays good, so and they kind of just pull off games. I don't think that's I think he would probably say they're kind of frauds, and I agree.
And then in the AFC, the Chargers are 5-3. They don't deserve it.
Yeah, I mean that would be the kind of team. I mean, really, those are 2 teams you could just argue you could probably switch out with the 49ers.
Where were the Ravens?
Not on here.
Well, they're 6-3, leading the AFC North.
Yeah, they might be better than the 49ers.
Jacob,
it's only 10, but
I know, but I don't
really.
know.
I think this is good. I think you need to take out the 49ers and put the Ravens right there.
They're leading the AFC North.
Yeah, no,
And Lamar played that great game. All right, well, I'll tell you what. We'll let Jacob defend it next week. Remember to.
I bet he'll have specific reasons.
He will
every single one, and he'll make us sound like dumb for even questioning it.
You guys don't realize that.
Yeah.
Strength of schedule, things like that.
All this. He'll have factors that play into it. Same way everyone that makes power rankings probably do when you see them and you're like, what the hell is that?
All right, let's take a look at Week 10, and you remember how we do it. We give you 1 second to go with your gut instinct, win or lose. Okay?
Yep.
Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
We're going to do, this is Week 10. We're starting with the Sunday games. Seahawks, Buccaneers.
Seahawks.
Vikings, Bills.
Vikings.
Lions, Bears.
Bears.
Tough one. Broncos, Titans.
Titans.
Jaguars, Chiefs.
Chiefs.
Browns, Dolphins.
Dolphins.
Texans, Giants.
Giants.
Steelers, Saints.
Steelers.
Colts, Raiders.
Raiders.
Oh, that's a terrible one.
Yeah.
Cowboys, Packers.
Cowboys.
Cardinals, Rams.
Shit. It's both underperforming Cardinals.
Chargers, 49ers. Kind of the same
Chargers?
thing. Kind of the same scenario.
Yeah.
Commanders, Eagles.
Eagles.
Man, you got some, I hate to say it, bad games.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good game. Vikings, Bills is a good game.
Yeah. I literally took Vikings for just because I feel like that's possible.
Possibly the worst game of this week is the Raiders, Colts.
Yeah. So that is so uninteresting. I don't think you could pay me to watch that game.
You know what else is very uninteresting? Rams and the Cardinals.
Yeah, which sucks that that's the case.
And frankly,
but no, yeah.
The Chargers and the 49ers doesn't interest me either.
No, it doesn't. I'm only tapped into those games for fantasy players, probably.
Yeah.
It's the only thing I'll be caring about.
And then a lot of mediocre games. Steelers Saints is interesting for us. Oh, I don't want to go there yet because we got something coming up to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, this is where we're out of sync because we're in two different locations and we can't make it work for some reason. It's Jacob's Lock of the Week.
Yeah. Jacob's Lock of the Week. Yeah.
It's Jacob's Lock of the Week.
Damn. That music is really, it's got its own, that's just Jacob's Lock of the Week music
It just is. It was by accident, but
yeah.
It just happened. Would you like to read Jacob's Lock of the Week?
Yeah. I'll do the honor.
All right.
Do that.
I like it a lot.
Okay. Jacob's Lock of the Week is Steelers money line against the Saints plus 105. Just to win, money line.
So just flat up Steelers to win against the Saints.
At plus odds, so you're no matter what, you're going to have a money-making odds there, you know?
Yeah.
Slightly plus odds.
And Jacob texted us that, and we bantered a little bit, and I totally love it, not just because I'm a Steeler fan, but you got the Steelers coming off a bye week, absolutely desperate for a win. Absolutely desperate for a win.
Yeah.
I mean, you lose this game, and I don't know how you continue that team.
Every person who's associated with the Steelers in any way on the team fan stat, every single person is dying for us to win this game. I mean, and we need to.
Look, it's Mike Tomlin. If we lose, it's Mike Tomlin. He'll keep it together, but I got to tell you, it's going to be hard for him to manage this situation.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a failure. They're a total failure at that point.
This will be a tough, like this is going to be a lot of, this whole season for the rest of the season is going to be really hard on, Tomlin. He's going to get a lot of, fire him because he didn't have his winning season. So
I got to tell you, I watched his press conference. It was his Tuesday press conference for Week 10.
Yeah.
And, he was cool and calm. He was positive.
You literally can't get shit out of those. I just stopped watching him because it's like, I don't.
Right.
He won't give you anything. No. He's the same. It's nice though. He's consistent. He's not he's literally consistent always, no matter what no matter what it looks like. He's he knows what he's doing. At least there's that. He knows what he's trying to do. At least.
Some of other Jacob's points. TJ Watt is back. That's 90% of this.
I mean, that is now statistically a huge factor whether or not we win. When he's there, we actually have a chance to win. When he's not there, there's pretty much no chance we're going to win.
No chance. Andy Dalton is the quarterback of the Saints.
Yes.
That's a factor.
We should know how to shut him down in his old age.
And the Saints just played, and the Steelers, of course, are coming off a bye week.
Yeah, and the Saints just lost to the Ravens. So
I love it. I think you should bet it, and I think that I think
most people that are taking picks probably would not have thought about that one as they probably wouldn't have thought, I'm going to take Steelers money line, but I think that's smart.
Yeah, I kind of wouldn't have thought about it,
Yeah.
But totally makes sense. Because you feel like you don't even want to chance the Steelers. It's too dangerous.
Exactly.
But you got to think through and not color your mind with the fact that they just got their asses handed to them with the Eagles.
Yeah.
The Eagles are far better.
Yeah, we beat the Bucks before that, so
Yeah.
it's not like we can beat the Saints. I think we'll beat them. I think that's a good pick.
A loss to the Saints is a 2-7 start, and
Yeah.
that's all new territory.
Yeah, we haven't been in that situation in my life.
No, it's been a long time.
Haven't seen anything like this.
I would have to actually look back myself and see. I'm sure it's happened.
We probably, if I'm saying since like 2004, we probably haven't started 2-7 probably like once, maybe twice or something. Like maybe not even at all. If like, because we somehow pulled that and turned that into a winning season. So I don't.
Yeah.
Like, because Tomlin's been there since like 2005 or something. So
Right.
So I don't know.
The other thing that was interesting, though, in his press conference, Kenny Pickett made a comment after the game, frustrated that everyone needs to study more and they're not doing enough preparation. So they said to Mike Tomlin, Mike, based on, from what Kenny Pickett said, is that a factor that the team needs more preparation? And he said, I'm not really going to add color to someone's opinion when I really don't even know what that opinion fully was. What I thought he would say is when I don't agree with that opinion, but he didn't say that. He said, when I don't really know what his opinion was, but I can tell you the team has well prepared and has been prepared.
Yeah. I think that was more of a just generic, like, I lost the game, so I'm going to say that we need to put in more work.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that was anything deep. I don't think that the Steelers have a problem with like work ethic or some shit, because that's like our whole model. I would hope so.
And then they tried to pin him down.
Hey, if that's true, that's actually a huge issue.
That's a huge coaching problem.
If that's true, then Tomlin actually needs to check himself.
So your team isn't prepared to play.
I highly doubt we're any less prepared than any other NFL team each week. So.
No, it's pretty. We know what's wrong. It's execution of plays, and then it's actually play calling more than anything. Strategy. It's a strategy problem.
We don't know that Kenny Pickett's some kind of star. He plays good and he shows signs of like a good legitimate quarterback, but we don't know that he's like he's coming in there like, and we're blaming everyone else too.
Right.
He could step it up a little bit.
Sure. He needs to get better. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, he's a young rookie. Well, he's not that young actually, but he is a rookie.
He's a rookie.
Oldest rookie I've seen, honestly, like ever.
Yeah.
4 years in college. I think he kind of plays like it too. He seems like he's pretty like composed and shit, and like he doesn't seem like a kid that much when he plays.
Next week we should be a happier group, or we'll be really sad.
We will either be a way happier group or a way more pissed off group.
Way more. And frankly, 3-6 isn't going to be much better, but it's better than 2-7.
It definitely is. It sounds so much better.
Yes. Hey, as always, to make a comment or suggestion, email us, profootballfastbreak@gmail.com, or hit our Twitter feed at PFBFastBreak, and you'll see that in the show notes. Thanks for listening to Pro Football Fast Break. We have just one ask. If you like what you've heard, tell a friend, text them, share it on your social media, or Tim, direct them to the website.
ProFootballFastBreak.com.
You can go back and listen to the show from its beginnings, or you can find this on every podcast player. That's it for me. I'm Don saying peace out. If Jacob was here, he'd probably say peace. And he's Tim.
Peace.
Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go.
Kenny Pickett's going to the Super Bowl. That's my addition.
Thanks for listening to Pro Football Fast Break. Be here each week as the guys bring you a fresh take from the world of pro football. Until next time.
Everyone watches more than 5 hours of television. Really? And that's not counting mobile viewing. Get Dish TV and make that time worth it. With Dish, you can get hundreds of channels, access to all kinds of sports, tons of movies, premium channels, and more. Another thing that's really cool with Dish is you can watch most of your favorite shows on your mobile device anywhere for a lot less than cable. Yes, that's right. We are asking you to watch more TV and not less TV, but make it better television with Dish this time, anytime, anywhere. So So call right now and learn how easy it is to save on your television bill and get the most out of your TV viewing experience. Dial that number and I promise you we're here waiting for your call because we want to save you money and give you better television. We are Dish TV.
800-570-6630. 800-570-6630. 800-570-6630. That's 800-570-6630.
If you served in the Marine Corps, by now you know about the contaminated water problem at Camp Lejeune. If you were stationed or worked at Camp Lejeune from 1953 to 1987, you probably have a lot of questions. We have some answers. You could be entitled to compensation. Billions of dollars are being allocated to pay for damages to anyone stationed at Camp Lejeune during that time. Unfortunately, it appears that officials may have known the contaminated water problem existed and did little to protect their men. The Semper Fi Code was not honored. If you or someone in your family has developed a serious illness, including various forms of cancer, call this Camp Lejeune legal support line right now. You can't turn back the clock and change what happened, but you can certainly call right now and learn your rights as a Marine. Here's the number.
800-961-4718. 800-961-4718. 800-961-4718. That's 800-961-4718. If you're living with diabetes and using insulin, you know the pain of pricking your fingers over and over again. Ouch! Well, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you can reduce the pain of pricking your fingers. If you administer insulin 3 or more times per day or use an insulin pump, call now and learn how a CGM can help you.
Painless. No more pricking my finger.
No finger pricks.
Convenience. They delivered it free and they took care of all the paperwork.
You can reduce pain right away. Plus, it's accurate, easy to use, and helps you spend more time in range. And if you have insurance, you can get a new CGM at little or no out-of-pocket cost. Call now and get free shipping of your new CGM. Plus, we'll bill your insurance for you. 800-413-7619. 800-413-7619. 800-413-7619. That's 800-413-7619.